Good evening everyone, welcome to the Maths department. I'd like to say a big welcome to all parents, grandparents, carers that have joined us this evening, but more importantly to all the children in Year 5 and Year 6 who are really starting to think about the school that they want to go to when they leave primary school. I'd just like to introduce you to the team. So we've got Miss Harding here, who is our Director of Learning for Maths. We've got Mrs Strachan and Mr Musgrove, who are second in department, and Mrs McClaw. We have Mr Madu, Miss Taylor, Mr Smith, and myself, Mr Farrer. Just want to talk to you briefly about maths performance here at Penketh High School, and we're the kind of school that tells people exactly as it is. And when we had Ofsted in 2015, the maths department was highlighted in terms of needing improvements for the progress of students in maths. So that was something that we needed to act on for the life chances of our young people. Immediately following that then, there was a comprehensive curriculum overhaul, looking at the lessons, assessment and homework in total. There was also a new team of staff put together to supplement the existing strong teachers that we had in the department. I think one of the biggest things that we did to combat performance was there was an absolute equal importance and focus on every year group. I think the school were possibly a little guilty of putting too much into Year 11 and not fully focusing on every year group. So with the correct curriculum sequencing and us as a department demanding the highest of expectations and engagement, I'm just going to move myself, excuse me, the results in the maths department have increased year on year for the last 5 years, up to a point where in 2019, in terms of maths results, saw Penketh High sitting third in Warrington, with only King's Leadership and Lymm High School with higher maths results than us. So in terms of where we were to where we are now, maths at Penketh High School is a real strength. In terms of what you'll do with us here in Year 7, you'll do 9 units overall, and there are 4 main topics of maths: algebra, number, shape and data. In the autumn term, you'll study Algebra 1. One of the topics that you'll do will be to construct and solve linear equations, which sounds really complicated, but basically finding the value of x. Shape 3 is a unit that's all about transformation, so how you can change shapes. And then number 1 is a topic that you'll be more used to, so looking at 4 operations and wordy exam problems, looking at factors and multiples and so on. I'd like to introduce you now to Mr Musgrove. Mr Musgrove is in charge of enrichment and competitions trips at Penketh High School, so we'd like to talk to you a little bit about that.
Hi everybody, thanks to Mr Farrer there for introducing. Mainly in maths, I'm in charge of the trips, competitions, anything outside of the classroom to help you have a better experience of maths at Penketh High School. So each year we try and get lots of opportunities for our students for every year group. Obviously the situation is a little different at the minute, but we're still going to try to involve as many students as we can. Some examples of some of the stuff we did last year: we took Year 10 to Maths in Action lectures with some leaders from industry explaining how they use maths in their role. We took some Year 11 to a very similar thing with leading experts explaining how maths takes part in their everyday life. And we also went to an opportunity at the University of Lancaster where we spent the whole day talking about women and their role in maths and how they can play an important part. There's also a competition that we run each year. Here's Charlotte in Year 7. She won a book from Simon Singh, a famous mathematician that writes books about maths, but this is a weekly competition. It's really, really good, and it stretches our most able mathematicians. We've got Chess Club. This is a really popular club that we run in my room, and we have a really high attendance each week. University trips, we've taken students to university, experience higher education, and we also had the Bank of England come in last year to talk to some Year 9s and explain how the bank works and how their role in the economy. And we also try and take part in lots of challenges. Here's a couple of our Year 8s and 9s taking part in the UKMT Maths Challenge. So there's lots of opportunities, lots of things you can do outside of the curriculum, outside of the classroom. Really hope that when you come here, you take full advantage of all those opportunities. I'll hand back now to Mr Farrer to explain the last few bits for maths. Thanks.
Okay, thanks Mr Musgrove. Just a really good way to highlight all opportunities outside of the classroom in terms of enrichment for maths. So, as Sir said, get yourself involved. The last two things I want to talk about are what you can do with maths when you leave us. So, post 16 means what you do after GCSE. So, of course, you know, there's A-level maths and further maths, but there are lots of courses that involve mathematics. Engineering and economics has proved particularly popular over the last couple of years. And then thinking further into your future, you know, we've listed just a few careers here that need you to be good at maths and to be able to have a good grasp of that. You know, even things such as, you know, you want to be an astronaut. One of our school mottos is Dare to Dream, and it's so important to have that concept. Really, you know, there's no limit on what you can do. You know, you can go and be anything. You can go and do anything as long as you've got the vision and the hard work to go with it. And finally, I have a little challenge for you. So I'm just going to move myself over here. So if it was a normal open evening, you'd be in class and we'd be doing this with you. And we don't want you to miss out on that. So what we'd like you to do is create your own maths clock. So instead of the numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on, that's a boring clock, isn't it? What we'd like you to do is make the most complicated equations and sums that equal the numbers. So you can see here, this one's not very exciting, is it? 1 take away 0 is 1. Get that, that's fine. But you know, there are lots of examples of equations here that equal the numbers that they should. So for example, this one, the square root of 10 squared is 10 itself. So what we'd like to do is make your own maths clock. You can do it on the computer or you can draw it. Take a picture of it and send it to this email address here, matt@penketh.warrington.sch.uk, and that'll come to all of us maths teachers. I'll put your name in primary school and we'll post some of the very best examples on our website. So it's just a final thank you from me for dropping in this evening, and we hope to see you all soon. Take care.